Thank you for taking the time to tune into this quick recording. My name is Sean Burns, and I'm a Customer Success Manager here at LinkedIn Sales Solutions. It's my job to make sure that our customers are well acquainted with what it takes to make them successful in using LinkedIn Sales Navigator to help them sell. So today, I'm going to take you through what you can be doing as a sales manager to help your team. And we're going to boil that down into 3 simple steps that will take the next 10 minutes. So give us 10 minutes, and you will have 3 concrete action items that you can use in your one-on-ones and in your coaching opportunities with your team to help them ensure diligence of their pipeline and the opportunities they're generating and push those through to attain their goals. So first, we're going to talk about how you should save your reps as leads to get insights on what they're doing on LinkedIn. Second, we'll talk about how you should save the top accounts and the top leads that your reps have so you can help them be diligent in progressing those opportunities. And third, we'll talk about how you should save a search for your reps' territory so that you can help them stay on top of new leads and new opportunities at their accounts. So let's get into it. We are going to start in LinkedIn.com to remind you that Sales Navigator is a bolt-on to your LinkedIn experience. So you should have access to Sales Navigator as a sales leader. If you don't, you can reach out to the individual at your company who manages this deployment and have that conversation. When you do have access to Sales Navigator, you'll see it in the top right-hand side once you're logged into LinkedIn.com. So you can bookmark LinkedIn.com for easy access to Sales Navigator. And keep in mind, LinkedIn.com is your personal space. This is where you're going to do things like interact with your network, upkeep your brand, and share content. It's very much focused around your engagement, your interaction with your existing connections. So Sales Navigator is designed for sales professionals to have a siloed experience within LinkedIn exclusively for their book of business and the accounts and leads that matter. So at the top right, I'm going to click Sales Navigator, and this is going to bring us to Sales Navigator. First things first, you're going to save your reps as leads. And by doing that, those reps are going to now be populated in your home feed of Sales Navigator so that anytime they share content, maybe make connections with folks that are important, you're going to see that in your activity feed, and you're going to know, that your reps are actively doing these things. Of course, it's important to share content to help establish themselves as somebody who's a thought leader and build credibility with their prospects on LinkedIn. And also you want to see that they're connecting with people actively, people in their target accounts, to know that they're building those relationships and ultimately progressing their opportunities. So the way that we do that, you can simply search for your name one-off. I'm going to say, hey, Paul Maloney, he's one of my reps. So I typed him in, and in the smart search below, you'll see under the people section, your rep populates. So click on your rep, and you're simply going to want to scroll down and see the blue button that says Save as Lead. Okay, so Save as Lead. Now, again, anytime Paul has any activity on LinkedIn or makes significant connections, I'm going to see that come through in my home page on Sales Navigator. And remember, that home page eliminates all of the noise from my connections, and it's exclusively showing me updates and news about the individuals that I have saved as a lead, as well as the accounts that I have saved as accounts. So start by saving each of your reps as a lead so you know what's going on with them on LinkedIn. Next, you're going to focus on saving some of the accounts and some of the leads that are most important in your forecast or in your reps pipeline. So to do that, we're going back to that same search bar at the top, and we are going to search for companies. Let's say that I'm targeting biotechnology. So companies like Eli Lilly might matter to me or matter to my reps, and perhaps we have pipelined an opportunity or seeking opportunity with this company. So I'm going to, again, type that in. I'm going to look at the results below, and under the company section, I'm going to find the appropriate entry. Here it is. I'm going to click on Eli Lilly and Company, and this is going to open up the account page. So similar to saving an individual as a lead, if we save an account as an account, we're going to get updates and news stories about that particular account in our homepage on Sales Navigator. And that's going to allow us to know when there might be opportunity or when perhaps there's a red flag based on news about that account. So I'm going to click up at the top right, Save as Account, and I'm going to do this for all of the accounts that are really important in my pipeline as a manager and are really important strategically to my reps, whether they're developing business with them or whether they're working to progress an opportunity to closure. So go ahead, do like we just did with Eli Lilly, and type in those key accounts and save them as accounts. And now you're going to have your finger on the pulse of the most strategic accounts across your team. Take it a step further, and let's say your rep has told you about some people they're working with at Eli Lilly. Well, you can quickly identify those people and save them as leads. So again, you get that lead level information on your home page. The easiest way to do that is you can click View All from the middle of the account page. This will open up a list of all employees at this account that have a LinkedIn profile. And from here, you can apply some filters. I typically use View All Filters at the top right because this opens up the full list of filters. So let's say in this case, we're looking for people who might have specific titles. So I can go in and I can say identify people who are in quality, maybe quality assurance, quality control. You'll see there's a smart list that populates below. So I'm going to select quality assurance. I'm going to go back in. I maybe also want to include quality control. So I can either select from this drop-down list, or I can create a title of my own by not selecting and just hitting enter once I've finished typing that title. So quality control. All right, we're pretty happy with that. We want to make sure maybe that they're located in the United States. And, hey, maybe more specifically, why don't we say they should be located in New York? Maybe that's my territory that I'm focused on. All right, so I'm going to hit search. You can see we've got 16 results. And now you might want to start saving some of these people because they are appropriate leads for your rep to target within this company. And again, maybe your rep has already told you the name of some of those leads. In that case, it's a simple search that you could do at the top middle. You apply that person's name, and you just add to it the company name, and it will shortlist you to that individual. You can open their profile directly and save them as a lead from there. This is just another way of identifying appropriate leads based on some advanced filters. So I can start going down and maybe saving some of these people as leads, and now I know everything that's going on with some of the key players in my opportunity. So that is how you save accounts and save leads that are important to your reps and ultimately important to the success of your team. And now remember, you're going to be able to go back to the home page, and what you'll do is you'll use this on a frequent basis, perhaps a daily basis, to go in and see what's happening at the top accounts and what's happening with the top leads that are important to your team. And you can use that just as a discussion point with your team. Or in your one-on-one, say, hey, I see that, there was a recent acquisition or a recent product launch at this one company that you're working on. How about we use that in your messaging? It allows you to be knowledgeable and ultimately be a more effective coach. And the last step here as we wrap this up is you can save searches within Sales Navigator. So we do that by using Lead Builder to the top of the page, just to the right of the search bar. I'm going to click on Lead Builder. You'll see that same set of filters that we just played around with. And in this case, you might say, hey, I know that one of my reps has a couple of key accounts for this year, and I really want to help them break into those accounts. So again, let's use Eli Lilly. Maybe Amgen is in there as well. I'm starting to apply a company-based search, maybe Gilead, Roche, and Genentech. Okay, so maybe they've got a top 10 accounts or top 5. This might also be a fluctuating list. Go ahead and apply those companies. You can see at the top right, there are 143,000 results. So we're going to want to narrow that down. And again, you can use all of these criteria here in any combination you like. So maybe you just want to focus on director level and above, maybe director level VP. And again, we want those quality control and quality assurance titles. All right, so now we're down to 113 results, a little more manageable. Again, if we wanted, we could go ahead and we could apply our geography. And now we've got a really nice narrow list of senior folks in quality assurance, quality control, or whatever title we're looking for. We're going to hit search. Now the difference here, you see those results, that's great. You can use this to save some of these folks as leads, as we previously discussed. But more importantly, you're going to want to save this search. At the top left, because we used Lead Builder to generate this search, we can now save this search so that it's embedded as a memory in Sales Navigator, and it will tell us whenever there are new joiners to this list. So whenever there's a new director of quality control or quality assurance at one of my reps' top accounts. And of course, this is great insight for me to have as a leader, so I can turn around, let my rep know about that, or confirm that they've got that information already and that they're taking necessary action. So I'm going to click Save Search. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come in and I'm going to give this a name. So, you know, Rep A, whatever the rep's name is, top accounts. And now I'm going to set this alert to either daily or weekly. If you've got numerous reps, maybe do it weekly so as to not inundate yourself. But again, you'll only get updates whenever there is an action. So if there are no new joiners to this list, we won't email you a blank section saying no new joiners, only whenever there are. So your choice, daily or weekly, hit the green check mark. And now what you've just done is you set up Sales Navigator to notify you whenever there are highly relevant leads at top target accounts of your reps, new leads, that is, right, matching that criteria. And again, this is a great credibility for you to be able to go to your rep and say, hey, did you see there's a new VP of quality assurance at Roche? And maybe we might want to take another stab at reinvigorating an opportunity there. Right? Let's talk about the messaging we're going to send that person. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Again, just to reiterate, your steps, pretty easy. Save your reps as leads so that you see their activity and ultimately what they're doing on LinkedIn, and you can coach to that. Save their top accounts and their top leads as accounts and leads so that you can see all of the news stories and all of the updates about those accounts and about those leads and use that as a coaching opportunity. And lastly, save a search for some of the top accounts and the best prospect titles within those accounts for each of your reps. And then that way, when there are new leads coming into those accounts, you can have that conversation with your rep and help them kind of drive the action. So we hope this time has been helpful. Thank you for taking the last 12 minutes, and go start putting some of this into action so you can help your team sell more with Sales Navigator. Thank you very much.